What's up, boys and girls? Are you a homeowner who has been looking for a way to reduce their monthly mortgage payment? Or maybe you're just looking to generate a little bit of extra cash to do some improvements or maybe some investing? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 3 signs that you should pay attention to and determine whether or not now is the time to refinance. Sign number 1. Sign number 1 was slightly alluded to in my previous comment about maybe wanting to reduce your mortgage payment or put some money aside to either improve your home or maybe do some type of investing, or maybe you want to pay down some other debt. Right now, rates are historically low. Regardless of the situation, this is an opportunity where really we haven't seen these rates before. And this is a time where you can use that to your advantage, refinance your home and get that payment lower. Or if you have equity, you can actually pull money out of your home to use towards improvements. Like maybe you want to do a new kitchen or a bathroom, or maybe you want to invest in your first real estate property. This is the opportune time to do so. As a matter of fact, depending on your situation, you might be able to do both. You might be able to pull some cash out of your property if you have equity, as well as reduce your overall monthly payment. There's a lot of moving factors that go into that, including your current value and how much you currently owe. But again, the opportunity is on the table. So sign number 1 is whether or not you desire to do some things to improve your property or your lifestyle. Sign number 2. If you plan on being in your home for at least 5 years or more, now is the time to consider a refi. Whenever you refinance a home, there is a cost of doing business. Generally, I like to tell people that you can expect to pay about 1% of the overall loan balance towards doing a refi, simply because you don't have to worry about transfer tax and a lot of the other moving mechanics that come along with doing a purchase. A refinance is a little bit more streamlined and requires less money to actually do a refinance. So if you plan on being in your property for 5 years or more, consider refinancing. Sign number 3. This is going to apply to a majority of people. If you purchased your home more than 6 months ago, or your current interest rate is higher than 4%, now is the time to do a refinance. I'm going to put together some numbers to help you understand the difference between having a mortgage at $250,000 at 4% versus that same loan balance at 2 7/8. And you will be amazed at the amount of money that you are going to save on a monthly basis. And when you factor that in for the life of the loan, it is insane how much money you can save simply by doing a refinance. So there you have it. There are my 3 tips. But before I let you go, I want to shed a little bit of light on exactly what's going on. Right now, with the coronavirus, which everyone is talking about, the coronavirus has caused some disruption in the overall market. Stocks are down and there's a lot of moving mechanics with it, but ultimately know that this is one of the hugest driving forces behind these current mortgage rates. And I know that a lot of people are worried about whether or not their job will be disrupted by this current situation. But I want to give you a little bit of food for thought. Let's just assume that maybe you are in a role that could be impacted by this epidemic. Maybe your job won't have as many hours for you, or maybe your job will start laying off, or maybe a combination of the two. Now might be the time to really consider refinancing your home, and I'm going to explain a few of those benefits. We already discussed the fact that refinancing will lower your monthly payment, which we all know the lower the payment, the less pressure, especially when things get a little hairy. Okay, but let's go a step further. When you do a refinance, generally there is a month in which you're not going to make a mortgage payment, which is usually the month right after the refinance. If you are on the fence or a little bit nervous about what's going on, that is an instant boost in savings. If you can refinance and take the money that you were going to be paying for next month's mortgage and set that aside, there's a little bit of cash for you to put away in the event things get a little bit hairy. Now, for those of you who have equity in your home and you are concerned about having a safety net, cash available in the event things do go awry, now might be the time to consider pulling some of that cash out and setting it aside, because the interest is so low that it could potentially offset a hardship. And in the event the hardship doesn't happen, which hopefully it does not, that money can be used as I mentioned before, for several different things. It could be used to improve the home, it could be used for other investments, or you could roll that money back into the loan that you refinanced if you want to take a nice chunk out of your overall principal balance. So there you have it. There's my tip for this week. Do me a favor, as usual, if you found any value to any of this content, please like, comment, and or share, because if I can get this out in front of one person who finds value to it, well then my job is done. With that being said, check in next week for the very next episode of Just the Tip Tuesday with Chris. Until then, take care.